Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new box office breakdown show here on Max Talk Movies. And today we're going to be talking about the weekend of October 8th to October 10th, 2021. We're going to break down No Time to Die's opening weekend at the domestic box office. We're going to look at the other domestic box office numbers of the entire year here in the United States. And a lot of changes happened at the worldwide box office that we're going to talk about as well. So please, if you're new to the channel, I do this box office breakdown show every single Monday. I also do movie reviews, TV show reviews, streaming platform reviews, movie franchise rankings, and this show every single Monday. So please consider subscribing and ringing the bell. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. Also comment down below. Let me know what movies did you see in theaters this past weekend in theaters. And also please like the video, the thumbs up button to like this video. That's the best way to support this channel. It helps the algorithm out so more people can check out this video. Let's talk about the box office from this past weekend. So if we stay with the domestic box office, we know that coming in first place this weekend, not shockingly, is No Time to Die, the last Daniel Craig Bond film. I had a review of this on Thursday. I also had my ranking of all 5 Daniel Craig Bond movies on Friday. So a couple Bond videos this past weekend. We stick with that with No Time to Die making $56 million at the box office. I think a lot of people were not expecting this low. I guess it's not a terrible number, but for a film that's budgeted at $250 million, it could seem as a low number domestically. While it opened with over $120 million overseas the past weekend, it only makes 56. I think a lot of people were hoping for at least $60 million this weekend for No Time to Die. Again, it does the last 2 Bond films, Spectre and Skyfall, less than 25% of their box office numbers came from here in the United States. So it is opening in China, I know, very soon. I think that we'll talk about how it's already entered, how it's doing in the worldwide box office later in this video. But No Time to Die opening at 56 was a bit disappointing, especially because Venom Let There Be Carnage the week prior broke all of the records of the pandemic by making $90 million at the box office its opening weekend. So we'll talk about that and see if is Bond the sign of, if you're not a Marvel property, can you make enough money at the domestic box office during the pandemic? We thought Bond could be the first non-big superhero film to do that since F9, but F9 even opened at $70 million. This film, 56. Going to number 2, again, not shockingly, is Venom Let There Be Carnage in their second weekend, making $32 million. A 64% drop off, which takes its 2-week total to $141 million. Also want to let you know that Bond, No Time to Die, and this movie, Venom Let There Be Carnage, are both theaters exclusive movies. So Venom drops off at the normal pandemic blockbuster rate in that 60 to 70% drop off rate. But even because it opened at 90, it still holds in $32 million. It's now over $140 million and currently could be on track for $200 million, which would join Shang-Chi, but we're not even close to that point yet. So 64% drop off. Again, it's a competitive month. How much longer will Venom be holding up in the top 5? We'll talk about the movies coming out this weekend also at the end of the video. So it's a really tough month to stay really consistent. We'll see which of these movies, Venom, No Time to Die, can really hang around in the top 5 the longest. Coming in third place is another movie that came out last week, as well as Venom Let There Be Carnage, and that is the Addams Family 2, an animated film that's both available in theaters and on PVOD. It made $10 million in its second weekend. That's a 42% drop. It takes its domestic total to $31 million. So really actually solid box office for the Addams Family 2, especially when you're considering the fact that it's already available for PVOD for $20, was basically just as much as a movie ticket half the time if you live in Los Angeles or New York. So really doing well at the box office is Addams Family 2. We'll see if also that can stay in the top 5 because, again, it's a Halloween-themed film with the Addams Family, and we're still a couple weeks away from Halloween, so we'll see if we get there with this film. Coming in fourth place and still in the top 5 at the box office is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It made $4 million this week, a 31% dip, and in its 6-week total, Shang-Chi is up to $212.1 million at the domestic box office. Again, has made the most money here in the United States this year. Really good stuff for Shang-Chi. It's amazing how it is still in the top 5, even though we've already gotten new releases like Venom and No Time to Die. So really impressive work. And in 5th place in its second week in theaters is The Many Saints of Newark. It made $1.4 million this weekend, a a 69% drop in its second weekend, and its 2-week total is now $7 million, 7.4. So Many Saints of Newark is clearly not a successful film. A lot of fans of this franchise of Sopranos really did not strongly dislike this film, and dropping 70%, and it made less than $10 million its opening weekend. Not a great thing. Now, this movie is also available with no extra cost on HBO Max. Now let's look at the domestic overall box office of the entire year. Shang-Chi is still number one, as we said, with $212 million made. Black Widow is in second place with 183. F9's in third place with 173. A Quiet Place is in fourth place with 160. Now, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, after making $90 million its first weekend, 30 this weekend. Venom, Let There Be Carnage is now up to $141 million. That takes Venom into fifth place at the domestic box office. We'll see if it can catch Shang-Chi at any point. It is a theaters exclusive movie. We'll see if Venom can join the $200 million club. Free Guy is at number 6 with 119. Jungle Cruise is number 7 with 116. And Godzilla vs. Kong is at 100. So only 8 movies still on the calendar year that have made over $100 million. And Shang-Chi is at $200 million. And good news that Venom Let There Be Carnage is climbing the list really quickly. Now, if we look at the worldwide box office, we do have a lot of changes to this list. F9 still at number 2 at the worldwide box office with 716. Godzilla vs. Kong is number 5 with 467. Shang-Chi crosses $400 million at the worldwide box office, $401 million. Black Widow's at number 7 with 376. So Shang-Chi, as we continue to talk about, does make more money at the box office totally than Black Widow, with both movies, though, not getting a Chinese release date. Free Guy is at number 8 and made 322. And how about this, guys? No Time to Die. We were literally just talking about how we think at Bond possibly had a really disappointing opening weekend here domestically, but it has been doing really great overseas as it usually does. It is already in its opening weekend domestically is already at $313 million. So it's made $257 million internationally thus far. And only 17% right now of this box office is from here in the United States. We'll see. Again, the China's release date, I think, is late October. So this film hasn't even come out in China yet, the second biggest movie market. So this movie could turn out to be a successful one. We'll see how big the international market continues to be for No Time to Die. And A Quiet Place Part 2 is at number 10 with 297. So that is this week's box office here. Bond opening with 56 worldwide, domestically, but it is now already in the top 10 worldwide. Coming out this weekend in theaters, guys, Halloween Kills is the brand new, big new film coming out this weekend. It's available both in theaters and on Peacock with no extra cost. So a streaming date and date release, really the first major one for Peacock other than the Boss Baby family business. Also, The Last Duel from Ridley Scott, that's coming out in theaters this weekend. That's theaters exclusive. So 2 pretty big movies coming out this weekend in theaters. We still have Dune and Last Night in Soho and The French Dispatch, and all these other movies are still coming out in the month of October. We're just getting started in this month. So big release. Next weekend, we'll talk about how has Bond and Venom holding up in their second and third weekends. Does Halloween Kills trump off No Time to Die already? And we'll break down the box office next weekend. There's no new Netflix movie reviews this week. No new Netflix movie of the week this week, I believe, as well as no more What Ifs, no more Wednesday spoiler reviews. So my next review should be coming this week of Halloween Kills and The Last Duel, more likely. We're also going to talk about the box office next Monday. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching this video.